Hey everyone, today we're exploring another fascinating topic. As humans, we frequently share the same living spaces: husbands and wives, parents and children, friends and various forms of companionship. Yet, despite living under one roof, we rarely uncover what it truly means to be together. You can spend years, even decades alongside someone and still feel as if you're worlds apart. Look around. Everyone is accompanied by someone, yet genuine connection is uncommon. Our days are filled with shared meals, conversations, and routines, but true bonding often eludes us. It's as if we're caught in individual orbits, circling each other without ever truly converging. This phenomenon is widespread, people coexisting yet barely brushing against each other's hearts. I remember the tale of Mullah Nasruddin, who once went to watch a romantic movie with his wife. They had been married for 2 decades. After the film, brimming with passionate expressions of love, his wife turned to him and said, "Nasruddin, you have never loved me like those actors on screen." "Why not?" He simply shrugged and replied, "My dear, do you have any idea how much they're getting paid to act like that?" What's the takeaway here? Many of us play the roles expected of us, sometimes for financial security, sometimes for comfort, and call it love. But when love turns into a transaction, it loses its sacred essence. What should be a joyful celebration becomes an arrangement that feels more like a burdensome obligation than an exhilarating delight. Jean-Paul Sartre once stated, "Hell is other people. When we merely endure someone rather than cherish them, they begin to feel like a prison. The ease and freedom we once enjoyed seem to vanish. But it doesn't have to be this way. Too often, being together starts to feel like an ongoing compromise." Marriage, if we dare to use that term in its truest sense, is more than a legal document or a ritual conducted by a religious figure. It is a radical transformation in how we live, from being separate individuals to forming a true union. On the outside, two people may appear distinct, but internally, they are deeply connected in spirit. You catch glimpses of this when hearts intertwine, even if just for a fleeting moment. Most people drift through life at the surface level, spending 70 or 80 years merely going through the motions without ever truly experiencing the depth of existence. This wisdom isn't inherited through family or tradition. It's something you must cultivate through self-reflection and inner growth. The first step is recognizing a fundamental truth: I am responsible for my own happiness or suffering. Many find it easier to blame external factors, society, family, finances, or their partner. But once you awaken to the reality that your experience is shaped by your own perception, a profound shift occurs. You reclaim the center of your world. Most people either leap from one relationship to another or cling to a current one out of fear of being alone. Sharing expenses, managing chores together, or simply having someone to fill the silence may seem practical, but this kind of convenience often stifles the true beauty of love. Real love flourishes when there is authentic openness, when you're not merely using the other person to avoid loneliness, but meeting them from a place of wholeness. It's akin to being dance partners, fully present and attuned to the shared rhythm of life. Picture yourself standing in a closed room for a few minutes. Imagine the walls tightly enclosing you. No doors, no windows, no way in or out. Feel the tension, the suffocation. Now imagine yourself as an open doorway, allowing the breeze to pass through. Notice the shift, how much lighter, freer, and more connected you feel. Practicing this mental exercise can help you recognize when you are emotionally closed off versus when you are open and receptive. Try gazing softly into a loved one's eyes without speaking. Allow your breath to synchronize naturally. You'll start to feel a subtle but profound shift. At first, you'll simply see a pair of eyes. Then, something deeper, a shared warmth, a quiet consciousness. This can happen between lovers, friends, or even in communion with nature. At the start of a relationship, love feels effortless. We give freely, expressing kindness and care without restraint. But inevitably, past wounds, fears, and frustrations surface. Many people hurl these emotions at their partner like darts, which only leads to conflict. Instead, try this. When anger or negativity arises, find a private moment to release it. Yell into a pillow, punch a cushion, whatever allows you to process those emotions without harming anyone. When you return to your partner, you'll be lighter, having let go of the burden instead of dumping it on them. If both individuals learn to do this in a conscious and even playful way, the relationship can flourish rather than be buried under layers of blame. We often confuse solitude with loneliness. Loneliness is a feeling of isolation, a sense of being trapped within one's own thoughts. Aloneness, however, is different. It's peaceful, spacious, and nourishing. When you learn to embrace your own aloneness, you tap into a deep reservoir of tranquility. Try turning off all distractions, no TV, no phone, and simply sit with yourself. Don't force anything. At first it may feel uncomfortable or empty, but with time, you'll sense a stillness that is both profound and healing. From this space, true love can emerge. Lastly, always remember, any encounter could be your last. It may seem stark, but when you see each interaction as precious, you stop wasting time on trivial conflicts. You also realize that every time you meet someone, both of you have changed. You never truly meet the same person twice. When you hold this truth in your heart, you greet others with fresh eyes and part ways without regret. Love then becomes a true celebration of our shared journey, rather than a repetitive habit. So laugh with someone, hold them close, but also take time to sit alone and listen to your own heartbeat. Let togetherness be a dance, not a duty, and you'll discover that in the vast cosmic flow of existence, it's all part of one great movement of life expressing itself. One final thought. Every person you meet and every moment you share arises and fades like waves upon the ocean. You can enjoy the crest of a wave, feeling its rise beneath you, and then let it return to the vast sea without resistance. When you embrace others with this understanding, you no longer cling to or try to control connections. Instead, you allow relationships to ebb and flow naturally, trusting in the rhythm of life's endless dance. This way, you are free from the fear of loss, simply appreciating the brilliance of each shared moment before gracefully welcoming the next surge in the infinite ocean of existence.